Yeah. Uh, I don't want to sound like a crazy person worse than I already have. That's all I have to say. And I realize how limited education I have and how small social graces I maintain and carry. I have zero social graces, but I'm not an animal. And I hope, whether I feel better about myself or not, I really hope, you know, people are going to somehow come out of the woodwork and want to get to know me so I can get a job. I'm hearing on national public radio, a lot of people are here, like 66% polled in a poll, one of these polls, educated and used to be working, functional well people. 66% are angry at the U.S. government right now, and they had interviews on the radio about independent parties instead of the Democrats and Republicans, and all this concept was going on. It's not rebellion or revolution, but just people that my age and like similar to sort of kind of like me, you know who they're losing. They're on the losing side. They're losing their mortgages. They're educated to a degree. They thought they were happy. All of a sudden, it's starting to seize up on everybody. This whatever the hell's going on. I keep getting angry, and I say to myself, maybe this is all bullshit. But whether it's my belief system that this is all nonsense or not, a lot of people don't want to be kept well. I was starting to say I was referring to John Lennon and things. You know, imagine all the people. Yeah, well, we don't want to just sit here like cattle being cared for in our pen. You know, and it hurts to know that. I mean, we have this huge problem. It's not just like a Rush Limbaugh commentary about the political side. It's the humanity. Listen, to my mind, there's more people living longer. In the older days, people would have a good time. They paired up, those who could, they paired up, and they lived life to their ability of what they believed to be the fullest. They ate bacon in the morning, they smoked, they drank, whatever it was they did, they paired up, they raised their kids together, and they passed away relatively understanding, you know, that's what life was about. It was worth it. There were taboos you didn't cross, and that's how kids were raised, and that's how family generations went on and on. Now we got the modern time, whatever that is, and everybody's out for themselves, prolong their longevity at all costs, no matter what the faith system, belief system, standard, taboo, lines crossed, no matter what. People are living a lot longer. Everybody's afraid to go. I am too. We have better technology to keep ourselves alive. We got more shit to see on the internet before we pass away and don't care anymore. I didn't want a bigger TV in lieu of a wife. But I did make choices for self-preservation over what I felt is dysfunctional, abusive, not not helpful, not good relationships. So I'm guilty of it, like everybody. It's like and there's billions of us out here, overpopulated, and more people just don't want to die. They just don't want to go. Nobody did, but they don't have to now. And there's only so much resources printed up at the same, during the same generation. There's only so many avenues to achieve, you know, gross natural national product and natural resources. And we're all maintained like in a big fishbowl. It's just every now and then I get a little upset thinking, I don't know why. Maybe it is something genetic. I don't know. But I get like a little bit of an upstart in my head to think, hey, you know, there's billionaires out there who never thought twice about what they did in their life, really. To the millions of people that they were eating for, or they were earning for, and they end up with this huge pile disproportionately. And I don't know. I know I don't have any answers for the world's problems. I really don't. And I see the people who are blowing themselves up, in Pakistan and Afghanistan and everything. They're going to come whether we like it or not. Those are the kind of people in the past who would be in our street, and they would be jeopardizing us with drugs worse than it already is. They would be undermining the integrity of our population. At least over there, they're identifiable, and they're safely tucked in over there as much as possible. I don't know what I'm gambling. I don't know what I'm saying this for. I just don't know what the hell to do with my time. And if I put on a tie or and I put on my shiny shoes like I have in the past, it didn't help me back then. I think it's got half of a chance to help me as it did back then when I was able to run up and down the subway in Manhattan and get back and forth. I don't see. I see half of that ability in me now. With maybe even not even possible to do it with my son in school and the disability and currently in the place I live. I don't see any out. I don't see any help. I could work in a hospital possibly through an employment agency after 6 months that they let me go and work in some kind of a entry level orderly fashion, maybe file clerk or something. I don't know, but I don't have it. I don't have any idea. If I had an idea, I wouldn't be upset, and I would be playing the music for the fun of it, and I would be a happy, go lucky kind of guy. And I wish to God, it could help to change it. Somebody comes around somewhere, sees a video, and says, "Hey, man, we understand you. Let's see what your papers show, your resume. We'll work with you." You know, in the meantime, I'm over here playing the guitar, and I feel bad that I can feel good for a little while doing what I do in my privacy, and then I got to go back to the grindstone of taking on the nation's phobias and fears due to the cultural, political environment. Everybody's doing well, but nobody wants to know me. And it bothers me because I'm only 40. I don't feel 40, but I feel like a disadvantaged, challenged older kid. And whatever that means. And so I'm thinking somebody's got to make. I got to go back to school eventually. At 40 something, and it's only going to be a bachelor program. I'm going to probably take humanities at this point because then, which is reluctant to do. I'm reluctant to do it because it's not employable. I'm going to have to come up with more money to do it. It's not that much time to do it, but more money to do it. And I don't have a clue of what job field, employment field to go into. I'm thinking maybe a medical machine of some kind, operator. I don't know. I